This is a review of set 75449, the Siege of Mandolore Battle Pack. This set has 116 pieces with a retail price of $23. It also includes 4 minifigures. 2 of them are the Mandalorian Super Commando, and the other 2 being a 332nd Clone Trooper. This set comes with a set of instruction booklet, 3 separate bags which are not numbered, as well as a couple random stranded pieces. This set comes with 4 minifigures, so I'll start with those. Not including the original Boba Fett, for around 15 years, LEGO has been including black T-visors, except for these new ones that come in the 2026 Battle Pack. I'll start off with the male Mandalorian, which looks very nice because we haven't seen this specific Darth Maul Mandalorian in a very long time, and everything is really, really nice. They even include a combat shield, which is literally so cool for him to have. There is only one for specifically this version of the Mandalorian, so you don't get another one for the second Mandalorian, but it's still pretty cool. You have that nice piece there to actually pose it the way you want, and everything about this is perfect, except for one little detail there, being the T-visor. And the helmet itself is really nice, but I think it's because of the actual color of the helmet, and they chose a metallic color instead of a regular base color, so it has a metallic effect. I'm not quite sure exactly if that's the real reason, but if that had a black visor, that would make this figure so much better. Already it is such a good figure. It's just one detail that has to be, sadly, a very big detail, and you even have that handprint there, the black handprint, which also kind of disproves my theory. There's a black handprint on the helmet, so why weren't they able to print that same color in the T-visor? And it sucks, and I hope LEGO actually learns from this and decides to, for the rest of their Mandalorians from the coming years, that they actually include a proper black T-visor. And the same thing goes for the female Mandalorian here. Has a little bit of a different leg print and torso print, but it's essentially the same thing. Same with the face print, or the helmet, I guess. There is also a face print, which I find very weird. Usually they just have a black one because it's the Mandalorian. But it does have that, sadly, the metallic effect for its T-visor, which sucks. And this helmet is actually black, which makes it, again, disprove my theory, and I think they obviously can print black. Maybe it's just they can't print black on black, but that wouldn't explain the metallic one. Also, the face print is for this one is just this for a male Mandalorian, and then this face print for the female Mandalorian. I feel like it should honestly just be black, but maybe it helps it determine that there are actually 2 separate Mandalorians with different leg print and torso print, and of course a little bit of a different helmet design. But again, same thing applies. Amazing figure. It's just one detail that just makes it bad. And you also see 2 332nd, which we have seen in a couple of sets before. One is equipped with a long blaster and one with a medium one, but basically they're the exact same one, and it has that helmet hole there. Basically an amazing figure. It's just, again, one helmet hole. We did get them in a battle pack in 2023, I believe, but it is retired now, just in time for this battle pack here. You got that nice printing, basically perfect. I mean, the only bad thing is just the helmet hole again, but that's just standard for clones nowadays. I do have the one without a helmet hole, which looks so much better, and that's honestly the only difference. In the front, basically looks the same. I think the helmet print might be a little bit thicker or something, and then in the back you can see, or the side, you can see the helmet hole where it shouldn't be. So that's honestly the only thing wrong with it. Besides that, it's just a nice way to add extra stuff to your battle pack, especially because the Mandalorians aren't that good. It would have been nice to just have one battle pack so you can just build a giant Mandalorian army, but I guess you do get these two, so you can sort of build both sides. Surprisingly, I'm pretty happy with the builds that is included in this set. First build, you have this turret here for the clone side. You can grab a clone here. You probably need to remove his blaster and then attach it to the back here. You also get a little printed warning tape here. There's a little area there you can just put his blaster and it can rest in there. So I'm assuming they want you to have the clone a little bit before the warning tape, and then you can't have him grab onto the handlebars. It is a little bit tall. Technically, you could put this clip and then put it on the taller bit, and then adjust it like that. It does look a little weird, but the instructions say to put it exactly on this clip, but it is still pretty adjustable, and has that nice stud shooter, so it is pretty cool to have this little barrier, I guess, for the clones. It is, again, adjustable there, got a nice slope there, and of course that nice storage for the blaster, and I'm assuming it will work the same for the long blaster, but I think the short one will look a lot better. I guess the medium, but shorter one will fit a lot better in that side pouch they have on this build. And then, of course, you have the speeder, which is probably the best build of the battle pack. Here it is. Overall, it has that nice red look mixed in with some black, which is basically the theme of the Mandalorians here. Got that nice colors, and of course you can fit a Mandalorian there. Has a little control panel as well. Just sit him down, and you can also fit his jetpack. Like if I remove these accessories, you can also have that extra stud to fit his backpack, or not backpack, his jetpack. So that's very, very nice. You can fit him nice and snug in there. There is a little bit of empty space here, which would have been very, very easy to fill. I was thinking that you could fill this extra crate, which you can build like extra studs for the stud shooters, which are one on top, of course, and one on the other build, or maybe some blasters. I was thinking you could actually fit it here, but it does kind of look a little weird with the flat piece there. Technically, it does fit like that, but I just find it very weird. It's one simple piece, honestly. Personally, when I am done filming this review and this goes into my display and is just integrated more into my collection, I'll probably just fix that little detail. It's not a big problem, but it's kind of weird that they do that. And, of course, you have that thing in the back, as well as a little area for the Mandalorian to stand, so you can grab your second Mandalorian, remove one of her blasters at least, and then you can actually have her stand over here, which is kind of not really going to work out if you clip it down there. You're kind of like aiming up if you actually have her stand here, so she kind of needs to be floating and get a little bit. I guess you can be a little like diagonal, I guess, there. Or you can just angle it here and then go from a certain perspective so you can't see her feet, I guess. So this doesn't really match up. I don't know why there's that little bottom thing there. I guess you could do like that, and then it's shooting up into the sky, I guess. Maybe some jetpack 3/32, which actually isn't a bad idea. I'm probably going to do this in my Siege of Mandalore mock that I'll eventually do. That'll actually be pretty cool, so you can actually have them riding there. And then you also get nice yellow thrusters on the back, which look very nice because I believe the Mandalorians actually use, I mean, mainly in the Clone Wars, use different, like, gases for their blasters. So they have a yellow blaster bolt instead of a different color, or a different color, like a red or green, I believe, or red or blue, I mean. But very nice. You can technically adjust them because they do rotate a little bit. I guess if you want to like go a little bit higher, you could, because that is definitely possible. And you can also lower it a little bit, but mainly it would just stay like this. But that is kind of cool to adjust like the boosters. If it flew, of course it's just like a hover speeder, but if it flew, that would be even cooler to like lower this. Like you could hover, and then it can also maybe like lower these down, and then you could actually like, make it like fly a little bit above. But it is sadly just a land speeder, but very, very good build. Honestly, best battle pack build we've seen in a while. I really, really like this one. I believe it's also trying to recreate one of the older builds we got, which included a much older but also better version of that Mandalorian. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's a horrible battle pack, especially if you don't really care that much about the one simple problem with the T-visors, or if you're getting it for a gift for, like, someone younger than you that doesn't really care too much or isn't really a fan of that. This is an amazing set, honestly. Originally, I was thinking I wouldn't recommend this at all. It's going to be a horrible set, but now that I have it built, it's an amazing set. It's just that one detail, because those figures would be absolutely amazing. It's just that one detail. So it's very, very sad. Hopefully LEGO learns and actually makes better Mandalorians also with a newer look. I guess they're sort of experimenting, I guess, with the newer helmet design, especially with the male Mandalorian here with that metallic helmet there. But overall, it's a really good battle pack. Not too much wrong with it. There is some slight things, but overall, it's a battle pack. So you're just having a bunch of army of Mandalorians or whatever. It's a small detail. People will probably notice it, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is. And of course, this has a little bit of $23 for that battle pack price, so not the best, not the most optimal, but obviously not the worst, at least for LEGO standards. But that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing rest of your day, and see you on the next one.